Hey, I always laugh when I do this. I'm Kim Peterson, and with me today is Catherine Evans, and we are the authors of Creative Writing Energy. Hey, Kath, how you doing?
Good, thanks, Kim. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good.
Good?
I went to an author talk in Kiama with that David Nichols.
Okay, how'd that go?
Yeah, it was interesting. There were lots of people. Like, I reckon there must have been over 100 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool.
a bit of a talk. It's good, though. How about you? What did you get up to?
Yeah, I had a good weekend. You know, it's spring, so it's really yeah, I know, cool. It's kind of like you know, renewing your energy with things. Spring, yeah.
Yeah, very
love
much.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause. Yeah, so spring's pretty good, huh?
Excellent.
Okay.
Less clothes, more sunshine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go swimming.
Yeah. All the flowers are blossoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got little freesias popping up in my garden everywhere.
It's pretty new beginnings.
You know, it's lovely.
Kind of like I don't know. I love the shift. I love the shift of spring. Yeah, and it brings clarity with it. You know, you can get rid of all that old negative shit from winter.
Come out of hibernation.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Clean out the cave.
Then it's going to get too hot, and we'll be sweating our asses off and complaining.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Alrighty, so creativity prompt. What is that this week? You wanna oh no, I'm doing that, aren't I? Let's have a look. I'll just have a look at my notes. Okay. The present is all powerful. Today is the day that I can make tomorrow's dreams a reality. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. I guess it's sort of driving in the importance of the moment, right?
Yeah.
And
work hard, set yourself up for the future.
Keep going. Yeah. So should we do our cards for the session? You want to go first?
No, you can go first. I always
Hey.
go first.
Okay. Well, I'm using the same deck, the Soul Journey deck. I'm liking these cards, but I have to say I only use them when we do this. I don't use them, but I like them. So I've already shuffled, and I'm gonna pull a card, and it is abundance.
Ooh, spring card.
Nice. See, I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's huge.
We talk about that sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Manifesting what we want. You know, not letting the your thoughts and your fears get in the way of that. About really. So let's see how that ties in with our topic today, which is we're talking about new age modalities, the shift towards that, and creativity. So yeah, what do you got?
All right, I'm back on my vibes.
I love those vibes. Oh, get grounded.
Which is pretty good because our fence is getting renewed and I'm digging in the ground.
Connecting with the earth.
Weeds and filling in post holes. So much fun.
Getting dirty.
Getting dirty.
Enjoying getting
grounded. It's a good spring thing.
Sure is. And I believe that you just got yourself a new crystal.
I do.
And I'm pretty, yeah, I want to see it.
Okay. Well, these are the crystals I usually get, you know, little tiny things like this.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, one of the local shops had this, what crystal is this picture on Facebook? And there were two, and somebody guessed the first one before I saw it. But the second one, I was sitting there all day going, come on, I know this. And then in the night, she said, nobody's guessed this. Is anybody, come on, I'll take a closer picture. And it popped into my mind, and it was dendritic jasper. And this is it. Like,
wow.
It's a serious rock, isn't it?
That is some serious piece of rock.
I know, and it's like thick, chunky, great.
So you won that.
Well, I had to pay some proportion of it,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. I would never go to a shop and even look at these crystals because they're just massive. And, you know, like, you can pick up this for $2 or this. You know, it's like a painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's gorgeous.
Okay, so what are the properties for that crystal?
Well, it's a stone of the mind. So it's supposed to help with the workings of your brain. So improve blood flow to the brain, also helps with thinking, sharp thinking, and it's supposed to be good for writers and inventors.
So can you fit it down your bra?
Yeah, no. It'd be good for creativity and idealistic thinking, but not that idealistic. So no, I put it up in the lounge room like a artwork. And just in case you think these are real plants in it, it's not. It's minerals that run into the rock and look like plants.
So that's not a painting. Someone hasn't actually painted that.
No,
Really?
It's really the rock.
I thought it was like little trees and.
No, it's the minerals in the jasper that do that.
Yeah.
So it only does it in jasper and quartz type rocks. So I don't know if you can see all the little black dots at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, manganese is black when it oxidizes. Yeah, so it runs through the rock as the rock's forming and forms like these little trees and stuff.
Wow.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the little orange bands are the iron. That comes into jasper as well. Yeah.
Wow.
See, there's my little soil girl coming out.
Yeah, you know stuff.
Weird, useless stuff. So yeah, that's my new pet.
I love it. I love it.
I know. Even my husband likes it. That's quite a shock.
Yeah.
So it's allowed into the lounge room. Doesn't have to be banished into my office.
With all your mysterious little trinkets and.
That's it. All my odd bots.
All your wands.
My wands.
Your wands. And potions and.
I don't have any wands or potions.
What?
I'm more bits and pieces, you know, shells and sticks and rocks and all sorts of weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I've got
my pet rocks.
Yeah, well, I've got to get some more crystals. I've got to build up my crystal collection.
Oh, don't get started. You'll end up addicted and buying great big chunks like this.
Yeah, I've always been drawn to like rose quartz. That's my rock. It just from, years and years ago. I've got even my pendulum that I use.
Oh yeah.
And I use this
pendulum
daily. It's like my best friend or something. It's I love my pendulum. I'm not sure it always guides me the way I need to be, but and I've got my little crystal down my bra. This one fits down my bra. And, so I don't know why I've been drawn to that. I guess we're all drawn to crystals for some underlying reason, but I know rose quartz is about unconditional love and forgiveness and being able to see situations from that unconditional perspective, you know.
Yeah,
maybe it's something that speaks to me or something.
I guess so. I always go for dark stones, and I think
Yeah.
people do go for either dark or light. It seems
Yeah.
to be,
Yeah.
But
I
most
also
of them
go for
are dark.
amethyst. I like amethyst, and that's another light
Right.
stone. And I'm wearing your little crystal.
Oh yeah.
What kind of crystals are these? These are the ones.
Was
This
that
bracelet you
black
gave me.
tourmaline?
Yeah,
The black tourmaline.
Yeah.
That's a protection one.
the protection one. Yeah, I love this little bracelet. Thank you. So yeah, this isn't a show about crystals today.
No, strangely enough.
What are we talking about?
Even though my rock stole the show.
It is. It's show stealer. Last Friday I spoke with Kelton Reid from the Writers Files podcast, and he was just absolutely awesome to talk to. Like, he's such a great host, and we had a really interesting conversation. So I thought that we might kind of bring it over into today, into this little whatever it is we're doing here. So yeah, we're going to talk about new age modalities and the shift sort of happening, and why we think that might be, and that kind of thing. So there is some sort of shift. Why do you think that's happening? And we kind of read an article about just about, you know, the millennials and that kind of, that the younger generations being drawn more toward these alternative practices and spirituality. What are your thoughts on that, Kath?
I don't know. I think shifts happen all the time. Like, I think there was a big, shift in the 60s and where I don't know, where women kind of got a bit more traction and that hippie movement came about. There was a lot more freedom, I guess, for people, especially women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess this shift is another women one. That's, well, yeah, but not only women. Like, there was a big Me Too shift, isn't there? But there's also that unrest against the patriarchy or against the way the world is structured now, like the Hong Kong, China riots. They're all driven by youth, like the hippie movement, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it happens, but it seems to happen, doesn't it?
I mean, it's kind of it's got to happen, really. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. And I think maybe even for the younger generations, or that the structured religion is the older generations, our parents and things sort of turn to, doesn't resonate with them, because, and they're looking for meaning in other ways. I mean, I'm not a religious, and I don't want to sort of get too far into religion, but it's to me, it's kind of like worshipping something outside of yourself, whereas spirituality is all sort of from within. It's turning within, and that's pretty much where faith begins and ends, within yourself. Not worshipping some sort of deity that has been made by, I want to stop now. I don't want to offend anyone. So. You get the gist of what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be a reason, and people are, turning away from that kind of organized religion and turning more back to the basics and things. What do you reckon?
Yeah, and maybe that's every generation that comes through has a wave of some kind of change, isn't it? When you're in that teenage, early 20s, you want to change the world, you want to, stamp your authority, assert something. And I think you know, as each generation goes on, maybe there's a bit more support from each wave as well. You know, like our age
gathers kind of momentum.
Kind of,
you mean?
What was that?
Gathers momentum.
Yeah,
You know?
and maybe it's you know, it's like as the wall starts coming down, isn't it? You've pulled some out, and so the next wave's easier to start pulling down a wall.
I like that.
I know. Yeah.
Get down that friggin' wall and get over it. Get over it. Get over yourself.
Yeah. And maybe people are stronger in themselves too, as spirituality is more acceptable or openly spoken about, and religions maybe becoming less so controlling.
Yeah, and the people that are kind of, you know, embracing the New Age modalities, a lot of them are kind of getting to the point they don't give a shit what other people are thinking, you know, like as in that's too woo-woo, because at the end of the day, it makes you feel good, and there can't be anything bad about that, you know, practicing like crystals, like we just spoke about, and believing in the properties and embracing that and incorporating that into your life, into your lifestyle. And I think probably it has a lot to do with all this technology, you know, it gets overwhelming, you know, and there's like this yearning to connect with something real and authentic. Back to something, yeah, you know, back to something. And yeah, I just I believe it's that.
And to something grounding and real and true that pulls you back to reality almost, isn't it? Because technology's kind of taking you out and spreading so far, isn't it? You know, like we're doing stuff that's nearly incredible to believe.
Yeah, it's kind of, even though it connects, we're all connected, like so connected, but it kind of forms a disconnection in a way. You know? It's kind of scatterbrain. I don't know. You know, it's kind of up there, not down, earthed out kind of thing. Yeah, and it's centering yourself, centering your energy, and keeping that energy centered. It's not always an easy thing, you know, because we're all going through life and our energy's here and there, and even with people, you know, other people's energy affects our energy and things. So it's important to be able to try to get clarity somehow, and maybe that's one of the driving reasons. You know? Find some sort of clarity, meaning, other ways to understand the world, make sense of the world. And how do you think that might all figure in with creativity? Because we write about that. And actually, Hilton Reed, he loved our book, so he was impressed. It was great. Yeah, with how we incorporated that into creativity and things. So
I think creativity is tapping like deep into yourself, isn't it? So unless you're kind of grounded and in yourself, then you can't kind of get into how you feel or get your emotion and your truths out into what you want to create, can you? Like, yeah, if your energy's too depleted by going out everywhere, you know, with technology or running around after other people, it's very hard to tap back into yourself to find who you are and what you want to say or what you need to say.
So how about writer's block? Do you have, what do you think about that? Do you think it's real?
I think you can get blocked writing, but I don't.
What blocks you, and what do you do to overcome it mostly?
Well, I think there's lots of different things block me. Sometimes it's fear, you know, I don't trust what I want to do, or I don't believe that I can do what I want to do, or I'm not sure I want to dig that deeply into myself, or dig away that little bit. And sometimes it's just, you know, I'm just too depleted. I don't have anything to give to my writing. So depending on what is causing the blockage, I guess you've got to go and do whatever is going to help. So if I'm depleted, I've got to, you know, for me, I've got to go away by myself, sit under a tree, or go for a walk along the beach, or go for a swim or something, like be out in nature and by myself is my refilling. But if it's fear, I've got to really acknowledge that and face that and kind of work out what fear, you know, what my real issue is. Why can't I get there?
Fear is such a big driving emotion that we all have, and it's funny that you mentioned fear, because before we started recording, I mentioned that I was listening to Seth Godin this morning, and he said something about fear, and he said, and I wrote it down because I loved it, and he said, if you care enough to dance with that fear, because it will never go away if you don't. I really liked it. Yeah. That's cool. Had to write it down.
It's better than facing it down if you're dancing with it.
You can dance with it, yeah. You know, and
fun.
And basically, you know, we're always either kind of reacting or showing people and ourselves fear or love, you know, and you know, poor reactions, fear, I guess.
Yeah, and fear seems to be what the world kind of runs on at the moment.
Yes.
Fear is really, you know, it's such a negative kind of energy, and yet it seems, I don't know, almost unacknowledged, and yet it seems to be, you know, the cause of hatred and everything else that's horrible, isn't it?
And this is that kind of circles back around to all the New Age modalities and spirituality, because, you know, it's that fear that's driving the world, and people, who, you know, they want a sense of wholeness and peace and love, and really behind a lot of the religion is a lot of fear too, right?
Yeah, it seems to be
structured that way. So spirituality, and you can dabble, you can take what you want, leave what you want, take what feels good, as long as it makes you feel good.
And there's so many options,
yes,
isn't there? Like, you don't have to be tied to any belief or any kind of anything.
Fixed,
you just do what feels good.
You know, it's kind of the betterment for mankind and yourself, and it's kind of shedding a lot of the cultural conditioning that's being put in us about ideas about what's right, what's wrong. You know what I mean?
I was thinking too, even like I go to yoga meditation on Monday mornings, and one of the ladies there said, "Oh, you should come on our other day." And then she went, "Oh no, that's right, you don't like that one, do you?" And like yoga meditation, you would think it would all be the same, wouldn't you? But for me, there's some that do it for me and some that don't, you know, and the one that I like, it's really grounding and earthy. Yeah. And the one that she goes to, that she was inviting me to, starts up here, like they're asking for the universe to give everything to them before they ground themselves. And for me, I'm like, oh my God, that's backwards. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And yet for other people, it doesn't make any difference. So yeah.
So yeah, you do it.
Even the one, yeah. So even the one thing with the one name, you know, one way might suit you better than another way,
Mm-hmm.
which is odd, but that's kind of, I guess you've got to find that spirituality that hits you.
That feels
isn't it?
right.
Not just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, I went about, you know, I started reading stuff actually after my divorce. I was drawn to kind of finding some more meaning in some way. You know it's there, and you just got to, you need to, it's this urge or this soul calling, and I read I think the first book I read was Living with Joy. I've got that somewhere. Sang a Roman. So, but I've been through a lot of books, and some things felt right, some things, yep, you know. So it's very much taking what feels right to you, and then you practice or you don't, and you're not always perfect at it, and you slip up sometimes and do or say things that you know, get reactions from people, and I don't know. That's life, right?
Yeah, life's full of that, isn't it?
Yeah, making mistakes and learning, and
and compromising, working stuff out,
being real. You know, I think if we keep it real, then you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, real and true.
Real and true. Yeah. And that's what it's about a lot, the being authentic, the spirituality is getting back to that authentic self. And it does help with creativity, because
you find you.
You find you, yeah. And then you explore.
And I think until you can tap into you, honestly, your creativity doesn't, I mean, it might still happen, but it doesn't get that real gritty, when someone's put their heart and soul into something, you can feel that.
Yeah. It's like discovering stuff, you know, as you go. I think, writing is very much like a discovery road.
Yeah. And you probably never, maybe you never unearth everything, do you? Like, it's probably something that you'll keep at forever, and yeah, you probably won't get it. You won't get it all. We won't get it all done in this lifetime. No.
You know, I don't know if I have enough hours to write everything that's come into my head, and you know, you think, oh, I've got to write that. Oh, I've got to write that. Oh, I should write that.
That's it.
I
just hope I get a bit of notice. I can destroy all the crap I've written before I die, and somebody finds it and publishes it and goes, oh my God. What was she thinking?
I know, but it's like diving into the hidden layers of people's minds, isn't it?
Yeah,
the mystery.
That's a bit scary.
The mystery.
The murky depths.
Yeah. And Kelton loved the whole idea about the mysterious, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, have we talked enough?
I guess so.
Oh, we actually
been abundant and grounded.
Yeah, well, and mine was abundance.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm a limitless being. I love that. And I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I love that too. So we'll take that.
That's it, like, if you can dig into yourself, you have everything that you need.
It's believing in yourself, and you know, you're a goddess, Kath. Believing in your inner goddess.
God, watch out. We're taking over.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the faith that starts within. And you can manifest what you want. You push past the fear and believe, and everything's there. So.
Be a goddess, Kim.
Hey?
Be a goddess, Kim.
I will. I'm going to embrace my inner goddess and get my my spirituality on or something. I don't know.
And your creativity happening.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to shout out to Beth Prentice because she's
awesome.
She's awesome. We love you, Beth. She's supporting us over at patreon.com, and for as little as $1 a month you can do that too, and we would really appreciate it. So do you want to point to everyone where they can go for that, Kath?
patreon.com/creative writing energy.
Got it.
And you'll see all our branding and stuff up there.
Yeah, you're going to post something about your crystal later.
I am.
Wait to see.
I'm going to put a post about my rock.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to love the rock.
I could even take a photo of my whole little cabinet full of all sorts of rubbish, couldn't I?
Yeah.
The things that I've collected all my life.
Do it.
That's what you'll see.
I'll show you my rocks. I've got them here. I had them in the sun, but to recharge, because we recharge our crystals, right?
Yeah. And it was the full moon.
It's even a little, the dish is made out of rose quartz.
Nice. You are a rose quartz junkie.
I am, and I've got this huge one that I've had for years, and I keep it right on my bedside, right near me when I sleep. You know, you get all that love and all that love goodness. I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know. That sounds a bit desperate, but
yeah.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm not desperate. Yeah.
I don't know where my brain's going.
Are you getting rude? Are you getting...
No, not me. Never.
Not you. No. Keep Kate away.
She just sits here, the little devil.
Waiting to pounce.
That's it.
Yeah, well, which you can go pounce.
Have a good week.
So what?
Have a good week.
I will have a good week. Sure, I will. You too.
Get your creativity on.
Yeah. Right. I got to go right.
The vampires again.
Yeah, always vampires, and we're working on our book too. So, and our book 2 for creative writing energy. Yeah,
that's right.
So
yeah,
write some good stuff. It makes me feel good writing that. I like it. It's all positive.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.